For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
This pandemic has hit us hard, but Tennesseans don't stay down for long. We're known for our resilience, and we refuse to back down from a challenge. This challenge is no different. You might be out of work, but there's an opportunity waiting for you. We need you to roll up your sleeves and join our workforce. Right now, thousands of jobs are ready to be filled. Find them at jobsfortn.gov. Let's get to work, Tennessee.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
I watch y'all coming here for years because you shot somebody. Now your life is shot. You're going to pick that phone up one day and that girl going to be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Because ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max time.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
Really good try.
There aren't any cops around.
Didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang up, okay?
And welcome to another Sunday night edition of Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
We're in the building tonight, and hey, I tell you what, we're ready to get it on another exciting show tonight. And I tell you what, you don't want to go anywhere from this one. We've got some stuff to talk about, and as I posted, we're looking for some answers tonight, and they've got to give us some answers, and we need to hear from you. Your answers, what you think about a certain thing that we're going to talk about so we can get some answers tonight. Hey, it is 64 degrees under clear skies in Memphis, Tennessee. A beautiful day to start your evening and your night, and hope your Sunday was well, and hope you're starting your week off very, very good, and hope it be a good week for you. But hey, we've got some stuff tonight, Josh, that we need to talk about.
Yes, sir. Definitely, man. Shout out to everybody that is watching, tuning in, wherever you may be. However you may be checking us out, man. Glad to be back on with y'all on this Sunday night live edition of Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. A lot of stuff to talk about as well. Shout out to y'all coming on in. What's up, man? I see Greg. Says good evening, everybody. What's up, man? Got Kelly in the building. Says good evening, Midget Duo. That's the first I've heard of that. I like it. I like it. Dig it, man. But yeah, hey, and real quick, be sure to like the video. I see some of y'all already doing it now. If you haven't, go ahead and join Greg in liking and sharing this video as well. More y'all coming on in the building. Also, want to remind y'all, check out Bluff City Wrestling as well. This past weekend, me and Bob were there. The TV taping yesterday in Somerville, Tennessee for Bluff City Wrestling, man, and it was a great time down there as well. It's going to be coming on TV in the weeks to come.
And Josh, if the wrestling didn't come on yesterday,
yes,
it was a technical difficulty at the station.
CW30.
But yes, Bluff City Wrestling will return next Saturday, and without hopefully any difficulty or technical difficulty, and you'll be able to see it next Saturday on CW30. All right, Josh.
Yes, sir. So, but right now, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, get into, dive into, and discuss with y'all on today.
Oh, my goodness. This is a special edition. I had to get out of my recliner and say, Josh, I've got to talk about this tonight. We've got to get the people's opinion.
Yes.
And, hey, folks, I want you to call somebody, tell them to come on, and we need their opinion. We need their voice. It's going to count tonight, and people need to hear about what we're going to talk about on this show tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's get it on.
All right. Yeah, without further delay, let's get it on, Josh.
Let's do it.
And in the headlines today, we've got we've got a couple of things we want to talk about tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to get to all of them. But folks, listen, bond or no bond? Why are people setting bail for people that got in jail? Why are they setting bail for them to get out of jail? Do they want people in jail that commit crimes, or do they not? Or is it about the money? Is it a money thing that's going on? Well, let's talk about it. Josh, I just don't understand, and folks, I don't understand for the life of me how and why people are setting bond and setting bail for people that commit crimes. I don't know, maybe somebody can explain this to me, but really it doesn't make sense. Is it, what are you saying? Okay, you give me some money, I'll let you go. I don't care what you did. Just give me the money and we'll let you go. That doesn't make sense, because if that person's committed a crime, then you let them back out on the streets because they're able to come up with the money. You say, oh, we got the money out of them. We'll let them go. To put them back out on the streets. Okay, are you really concerned about the citizens or not? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up to me. Should we do away with bail and just say, hey, if you go to jail, you're going to stay in without bail. I don't care what you do until your time comes for you to be in court. I think in a city like this, in Memphis, Tennessee, Josh, we need something like that because the crime has it's been out of hand in Memphis. And we need to do something to settle this crime issue, and it needs to be done right now.
Well, and that's a very interesting point. Good evening, everybody still coming in on this evening. See y'all climbing in the building. Hit that like button if you're in right now and share this video. But like Bob said, man, talking bail systems, and we got a story that's kind of circling around, really dealing with this exact issue that's going on in another state. And could it spread across the country in a bad way when it comes to cash bail and things of that nature? But it is a good question that you raised. But what's interesting to that point, right? In the state of Illinois, some of y'all may have heard this, right? Starting in 2023, January 1st, which is next year, cash bail will effectively end in the state of Illinois. Now, what that means is not that they're not going to have any bond anymore, but basically it means they're not going to be able to detain criminals that commit certain types of crimes or that are arrested for certain types of crimes. What types of crimes, you may ask? Well, I'm going to put it on the screen here in just a minute, but that's kind of what's got people frightened a little bit, because you got to wonder, okay, if you're going to let people go for these crimes that I'm about to list to you, what is even the point of arresting them in the first place? The point of arresting them is to get them off the street,
right?
Even though this is prior to the trial.
Or is that the reason they really want to arrest the person? Is really to get them off the streets, or do they want the money? Is it a system about money? Are they really concerned about the citizens of wherever you are in this country? Is it about the citizens, or is it about the money? And what is Shelby County concerned about here?
Yeah, and again, I mean, this in particular,
I know it's in another state, but this is something that's going around, and it could eventually reach a lot of other places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely, that's true.
But the question is, when you commit a crime, okay, they set bail or they set a bond and say, you pay this $500 bond, we'll let you go until your court day, whatever the case may be. Okay, that person's back out on the street. What if they've got something against somebody and they go back out looking for the person and want to finish the job that they didn't finish? I mean, this just doesn't add up. What is a murder, a second-degree murder, or a burglary, or whatever the case they've done? They need to stay. This is my opinion. This is just me now. I think they need to stay in jail and serve their time until they go to court, until they go to jail. I don't think what's the purpose here? I don't get it. 901-213-6020. We do have our phone line set up. 901-213-6020 if you'd like to call as well, or if you just make us a statement, continue to make statements and in our areas where you can see us. Josh?
Yes.
And let's get to this story.
Yeah, let's get to the story. And to your point there. So here's what's happening in Chicago. And this is all based around the same thing Bob's talking about here. They are talking about, hey, let's forget all of this. And it's a little complicated, but when you hear it, you'll understand.
Yeah.
And I think it's nuts, to be honest with you, what they're talking about. Some of y'all may have already heard about this. If not, take a listen and give us your thoughts.
Take a listen to this. We'll be back.
It is the top of the hour. You're watching News Nation Rush Hour. I'm Nicole Burley. We do begin with a new Illinois state law getting a lot of attention. Come January 1st, Illinois will become the first state in the country to end cash bail. A major win for supporters of criminal justice reform, but doing so means hundreds of incarcerated men and women will be let out. Critics say they're concerned, likening it to the purge. So we are diving into the issue right now. We start with investigative correspondent Rich McHugh, who joins us live. Rich.
Good evening, Nicole. This is quite the issue, controversial issue in Illinois. Other states have tried to passed similar reforms trying to curtail cash bail, New York and New Jersey, two among them. But Illinois is taking this a step further and trying to eliminate cash bail entirely.
As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding.
Mayor Keith Pacow of Orland Park, just outside of Chicago, is one of the many voices in Illinois railing against criminal justice reforms, the SAFE-T Act, set to take effect on January 1st.
This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
The new law will restrict which crimes a person could be arrested for, will do away with the cash bail system, and ultimately means that suspects charged with 12 crimes, even some felonies, including second-degree murder, arson, aggravated battery, can be released without bail. This will make Illinois the first state in the nation to end the cash bail system.
Is hereby declared passed.
The Illinois Legislative Black Caucus pushed the legislation in response to the killing of George Floyd. The ACLU says this move restores the presumption of innocence.
People charged with crimes are supposed to be presumed innocent until they're proven guilty. But today, under our current system, that presumption is turned on its head because people who are accused of a crime are held in jail oftentimes simply because they can't afford to pay a certain amount of money.
J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, in February 2021, signed it into law.
Transformative step forward in Illinois' effort to lead the country in dismantling systemic racism.
The law passed in Illinois does not give judges the ability to detain violent individuals in many categories of offenses. That creates a threat to public safety.
Republican State Senator John Curran has called to repeal the law.
Senator, does this bill do anything to dismantle systemic racism, in your opinion?
No.
Why?
There's no racial component in this bill. So what this bill does is creates a catch and release system. And we know there are neighborhoods that suffer the most from systemic violent crime are minority communities that are going to have individuals released and back committing more crimes in those neighborhoods at a higher rate under this bill. I fail to see how that is addressing racism. In fact, that is going to place minority communities at greater risk than they currently are.
That's some of that, and it's a little bit more. But just based on that, guys, what do you think? Because there's a lot there.
A lot.
There's a lot there. So basically, again, what they say is like a catch and release deal, right? Where, these people can be arrested for those certain crimes they were talking about there. But at the same time, they'll be released.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing keeping them there.
Well, why catch them?
Yeah.
Why catch them? I mean, if you're not going to hold them and you're not going to arrest them, why catch them? If you're not going to keep them because you said, well, they may not be the person, it may be. So, okay, well, why arrest the person? If you know who the person is and you arrest them, that's why in most cases they arrest people.
Yeah.
They know who they are. They know who the person is that's committed the crime.
And even with that, even if it's just an assumption, right?
Yeah.
And even if they are wrong, I mean, that's going to happen. But at the same time, you got to do something, don't you? Like, let's say if they think, okay, this is the person, we think this is him, and they're arrested and they got this bond. What some people are saying is this is systemic racism, because they're arresting mostly black folks, bringing them in and getting money from them, and then they're not even the right person.
I don't look at it as systemic racism. I look at it as crime across the board.
Yeah.
I don't care whether they're white, Hispanic, black, Chinese, Japanese, no needs. I don't care who they are. Folks, it's about getting the criminals, whoever they are, off the streets and don't give them bail. Don't allow them time to pay their bond, or don't give them bond, because if you do, I mean, what's the point of arresting the person in the first place? If you take them to jail, let them back out, you're giving them more time to come back out and commit other crimes. I mean, am I making good sense here or not?
And I think here's where this thing can be kind of let's go to the phone lines first.
Okay. Let's go
Call from Greg on radio. To accept, press.
Greg, welcome to the show. Good evening on a Sunday, my friend. Good evening.
Good evening, Bob and Josh. What it do?
Hey,
man, you sounding good, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, it's all good. Hey, look, man, I got a limited amount of time. That's why I called real quick, because The Walking Dead is on, and I got to get back to it in a minute.
Oh, my goodness.
But look here. Look here, man. This whole situation with the bail and bond thing, it's a catch-22 to the powers that be, right? And I say that because it doesn't matter what they do, it's going to become a racial issue anyway.
Okay.
Because, okay, let's go back to the 1993 crime bill, right?
Yeah.
The 3 strikes law. What happened with that? It became a racial issue. Everybody was for the crime bill. Everybody was for it. Black, white, Hispanic, purple, green, yellow, everybody was for it. But it began to tell a story.
What kind of story, Greg?
It began to tell a black story.
Okay. Why was it telling a black story? Was it that more blacks were committing the crime? If you have one race of people that are committing the crime, I don't care who it is. If there's a lot of black people that are committing crime, they need to go to jail. Even if it seems like there are a lot more black people that are getting arrested. Okay, what are we going to do? The black people, hold on a second. I'm going to get right to you, Greg. Even if they commit the crime, what are we going to do? Well, we arrested 15 blacks this weekend. So the next 2-3 people that commit crimes that are black, we want to arrest them. So let's find some Chinese and Japanese and white people to arrest. Just let the blacks, whatever crime they commit from the next 5 crimes, we want to arrest them because we have enough of them.
Bob, are you trying to get your black card taken? I mean, that's what it sounds like. I'm just saying. Look, man, here's the thing. It wasn't the fact that it was more black people being arrested. It wasn't that. It was they were getting the harshest sentences. That became the issue more so than anything. Now, me personally, I don't care if they get the harshest sentence, whatever. That's me, especially when it came to drug dealers. Yes, I have a personal vendetta against drug dealers. Yes, I do. I don't care if they get 1,000 years for selling one marijuana joint.
Right,
well, hold on, sorry. One marijuana joint.
Marijuana, there you go.
That wacky tobacco, the left-handed cigarette. I don't care.
Yeah.
I agree. But that's just me because it has affected my family, more so than, a lot of probably other people that are against drug offense charges.
Well, now, I would assume with the news of Joe Biden fighting hard against that, you probably feel some type of way, I assume, or
you know what? Now,
do you feel like that's a good thing?
I'll say this, man. I'll say this. When it comes to marijuana, now I was being a little facetious.
Yeah.
Marijuana does not cause the type of damage as crack addicts, cocaine addicts, meth addicts,
heroin,
and whatnot. Now, now here's where I differ, or this is where I part ways with a lot of people. They say that marijuana is not a gateway drug. I disagree completely. Because I don't know too many people that are drug addicts that didn't start with weed.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because it's got to start. I don't know nobody that woke up and smoked crack. Their very first time. That's the first drug they ever did. I mean, it may happen, but I personally don't know nobody that did.
No.
Any drug addict that I've ever known always started with either, well, I ain't gonna say with either liquor or weed. They started with weed when it comes to drugs.
It's the mild. They work from soft and they work their way up. Anything you do in life, you start at the bottom and you work your way up. That's just the way it works. Yeah.
You know, that's just the way it is. Now, back to the bail bonds thing, right? Now, what we got right now, we got a situation, and Chicago is no different. New York is no different. You know, LA is no different. They got a problem with overcrowded jails.
So
they got a problem with overcrowded jails.
So
now, the other side of that, well, having worked in the penal system, overcrowded jails is not what you want.
Okay, so what do we? Okay, so what do we do with the criminals that commit the crime? Now, listen. We're not trying to find benefits for the criminals. If a person know what jail is like, if you go to jail, you're gonna be squished in like a can of sardines or whatever the case may be. You know, hey, that'll probably be something that can deter crime, deter the people, make them think twice before committing a crime before they go to jail, because they don't want to be a part of that system.
Here's the thing:
when we make it easy and rosy and make it like an apartment complex for these guys to come in, and it's easy for them and that type of thing, and so, oh, you won't be overcrowded. You probably have one neighbor in your cell, or we're trying to fix it to where you have your own apartment in jail, and you know, that type of thing.
A studio.
Yeah. I mean, come on, guys.
But now, look, I'm like this, and New York's a whole nother show, to be honest. Because I saw Mayor Adams talk about they getting busloads of illegal immigrants up there that they didn't ask for. That's causing some of that. So that's a whole nother thing. But I don't know, man. It's a complicated issue that I think it'll take more time than just one conversation to talk about. But I don't think it's smart, this in particular, especially when you look at the crimes that they can be potentially not detained for. You talk about, and I put it up on the screen, non-detainable offenses beginning at January 1st. Aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, arson, second-degree murder, robbery, kidnapping, drug-induced homicide. These are potential non-detainable offenses starting in January. Is that going too far?
Yeah, but you know, Josh, here's the thing. All right, the subtext under a crime. Okay, so a person gets charged with kidnapping, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if I were to go, I'm a non-custodial parent, right? If I was a non-custodial parent, I go pick up my son without my baby mama's knowledge, I could get charged with kidnapping. Does that mean I need to rot in jail?
No.
So, and that's what I mean, the subtext of it.
Well, I think that's Greg. I think that's a little stretching there. I mean, you know, when we're talking about when we're talking about kidnapping, most people don't see that as the point.
I understand.
So we have to stay with the fact of the matter that people kidnap people that are not relatives or things of that nature against their will. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But I know. But see, you kind of okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is, when people hear second-degree murder, right?
Right.
All they hear is murder. They don't hear the story of the second-degree murder. Because second-degree murder can mean a lot of different things. Much like manslaughter, it can mean a lot of different things. You know, a second-degree murder is basically people got into a fight and a person had a weapon and used it. That's what second-degree murder is. Manslaughter is people got into a fight, somebody died, but they bumped their head and died. Or something to that effect. The person didn't mean to kill them, but that person died. That's manslaughter. Second degree is just a step up from that. So same way with kidnapping. There are so many levels to kidnapping. There are so many levels. So when New York is talking about, they're going to do this for these levels of the crime, they're not saying that they're not putting all the information out there. They're not putting it all out there because, you can't in a news article, you can't put, okay, yeah, it was kidnapping, but they can't do that. Same way with either DUI or whatever. I kind of understand what New York is talking about. It just all depends on, there's too many factors in it. From our point of view, it's like, man, that sucks. What the heck are y'all doing?
Okay, Greg, let me ask you this: a person comes up, kidnaps a person, carjacks a person, kidnap them, take their car, okay, and people are looking for them, okay. The person gets caught, the person returns safe, okay. Do you charge them and keep them in jail, or do you let them out on bail?
Well, okay, all right. Let's say it depends on the level. It wasn't with a weapon.
It depends. It depends. If I walk up to it, there's a crime that has been committed.
I'm a carjacker. Bob, I'm a carjacker. I run up to somebody and I just simply push them and knock them down on the ground and then take their car. That's carjacking. Now, it's different than if I walk up with them and I got a pistol, and I shoot at them or threaten their life to take their vehicle. That's different. It's still carjacking, but it's different. And that's kind of where I'm going with that.
Well, what happens to the person that don't have a pistol that comes up and knock you over the head and take your car? A person don't have a gun.
That's still different. You're still talking about assault, though. I'm talking about a person that just comes up, knocks the person out of the way, and takes their car. Not harm them, just takes their car. That's a bit different than a person, like I said, that come up and hit somebody with a stick, cause them bodily harm, and take their vehicle.
You know what, Greg? I think there are too many rules that they've got to go through and to divide and sort through as far as crime is concerned. There's too many rules. I mean, if you do something, man, you go to jail. I mean, period. Okay? They've got so many rules and so many things and directions you've got to go, and you've got to try to pick the right rule and regulation. If you don't, then the criminal can turn around and sue you and end up out of jail. But he done knocked somebody over the head and took their car. All of a sudden, he's rich.
Yeah, I mean, Bob,
this doesn't make sense.
And you know what situation that brought that all to light, to where you finally realize the legal system is not about logic; it's about law. O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
That was a situation that brought the whole thing to the forefront of the law is not about logic; it's about law. The legal system is not about logic. It's about law. Everybody know OJ was guilty.
Okay, whoa. Did you see OJ Simpson murder these people? Did you see him?
And look, that's what Greg's saying.
Okay, now this is what I'm saying. If you didn't see him, okay, if you didn't see him, then what was the crime?
Well,
you couldn't prove it. Okay, this was okay.
What?
This is the legal system. I'm saying this is my point. I'm saying this person kidnapped somebody. Without a shadow of a doubt, this person committed that crime. Without a shadow of a doubt, this person is the guilty party. It's all on video. It's all seen. You have witnesses. The person has identified the person in the lineup. Okay, all of this stuff, this person did it. It's not like the O.J. Simpson case where people didn't see him do it. They didn't have any camera photos of when he cut their throat, whatever happened there. Okay, this is if you know a person did it, and you know what's the deal with the legal? Why are they tiptoeing through the tulips in the legal system still, and they know the person committed the crime?
Yeah.
I mean, this is why we have so many problems in cities like where we are, Memphis, Tennessee, and people getting out committing crime after crime after crime because of the legal system and because of the law know that they cannot do certain things, and they can do certain things that they can do. It's not good enough, and it's not big enough to hang the criminal, and so therefore they go around and commit and do whatever they want to do, and they do those things. They study the law, and they do those things which they know they can get away with, and how they can get away with it, and know that the law has to come up with certain rules and regulations in order to convict them. It shouldn't be that way. It is too much going on. We need to simplify the legal system. We need to simplify the rules and the crime laws that we have on the books
to convict people.
To convict people. It needs to be, hey, if you committed the crime, you're going to do the time. Don't even mention don't even think about somebody paying your way out of jail or anything of that nature, because, buddy, you're not going to have it, and we're not going to have it. Save your money. Tell your folks, don't break themselves trying to get you out of jail, okay? All right, don't borrow any money. Don't make a loan. Don't borrow any money to try to get you out of jail. As soon as you get out of jail, you're going to commit crimes all over. It's just like this other character. It's just like this other character that killed this lady that was jogging. Okay, he had all kinds of broken laws and things he had already committed, and then a rape he had done. But yet they had the rape kits and stuff where they hadn't done anything with them. Okay, it's because
Bob, you know who believes him?
Who?
He said he didn't do it. You know who believes him?
Who?
His mama.
Yeah. Well, your mama's gonna be there. I don't care if you throw her on her head. Okay.
That's the whole thing about the legal system, man. But the thing is, now in a way I'm glad it is the way it is, because there has to be a process. There has to be a thorough process, because you look at the things that have happened through the years. Susan Smith blamed black men for killing her children when she killed them. There was a manhunt and everything, suspects brought in and everything.
Ray.
Right?
Ray.
Huh?
Ray.
Yep.
Can't go there. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, Ray. We can't go there.
Okay.
I mean, no. See, look, we can't take that one situation of that woman that is, had a few screws missing and she was a liar, and then compare that to all the other cases that are being done.
I'll give him one.
I get what he's saying.
Yeah.
You can't use
just to interject for a second. I get what both of y'all are saying. I think both of y'all get each other, to be honest. I'm like this. I think you definitely got to have regulations and seatbelts on both sides. You can't let the law go out all willy-nilly doing what they want to do, because they will capitalize on it just like any other human being will. And take advantage of it to the negative degree, just like you see them doing even within the constraints of the current system. But I do think you got to be careful and not going too far to overcorrect a problem. And I think, like, you might have saw me tip my head when they said the Black Caucus. You saw them celebrating this victory of getting this law passed in Illinois, where I'm like, okay, what does this do? What in the world could this have done to save George?
No celebration.
What could this have done to save George Floyd's life?
Yeah.
That really ticked me off, because what in a situation that was that serious, where you got police brutality, are they passing laws against police brutality? Are they passing laws to make it a hate crime? Are they passing laws to prevent police officers from doing those type of things? No, they passed a law involving bail bonds. What in the world did that have to do with George Floyd? Nothing. That really is an insult and a slap in the face to all the black people in this country, let alone folks in Illinois. So to even, it's just, it ticked me off. It really did. And that big old blubber governor of Illinois sitting there talking about he's stopping systemic racism. In what way? In what way have we lost sight of what really is the problem?
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not about. It's not about systemic racism.
Well, look, that's a problem. But here's my
that's,
thing.
That's a problem.
Don't act like you're fixing just
scale.
like finish what I'm saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't act like you're fixing
It's
the
a
problem.
bait and switch.
Yeah.
It's a bait and switch. That's all that is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a bait and switch, man. You know, because they know people are reaching and grasping for anything that looks like it's a win for us.
Yeah.
Because Illinois is still dealing with the ramifications of the whole Laquan McDonald situation.
Yeah.
And that was back in 2013 or 2012.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, they still dealing with the ramifications for that.
Yeah.
You know? So it's crazy, man. But look, fellas, I got to jump off, man.
I know your show's been on probably by now.
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna have to rewind. You know, this you know, my show been on for 100 years, and these are the last episodes.
Yo, that's what I was gonna ask you. How many? I ain't even followed the show, but I'm like, it seemed like the last 35 years of my life, I keep seeing people talking about Walking Dead, and I'm not even 30. So what's going on?
Yeah.
What? I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, why do people want to watch?
Season 11. It's been 12 years.
Okay.
Who's
like more?
But who's Walking Dead? See, this is the problem we have.
Oh no! See, here we go.
Who's Walking Dead?
We are all the Walking Dead, Bob.
No, we're not. I mean, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's just as bad as the law. Okay, Greg.
See, now we go crazy.
Greg, thanks for the phone call. Man, I tell you, thanks for your points. And hey, I might need you for some stuff.
Well, he's out of town.
Oh, Greg, I'm sorry.
He's in
okay,
Kansas.
I'll just pay your way. What you Kansas? Come on, I got you.
Send a helicopter.
Greg,
beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, got you. Thanks for the call,
Thanks, man.
All right, fellas, y'all have a good night.
All right, you too, man. 901-213-6020. 901-213-6020. If you like to call and talk to us, what do you think? Do you think, are they just letting people out of jail? There's
a lot of stuff you can say. Yeah.
Are they really concerned about the citizens of the communities, i.e. Memphis, Jackson, Atlanta, Chicago,
New York,
Philadelphia, New York,
and these are places where crime is going crazy.
Oklahoma City, come on, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama. Are they really concerned about the citizens, or they're more concerned about the dollars they can get out of the people that are committing the crime?
Yeah.
Oh, pay the bail, pay the bond. Yes. This gives more money to the county. This gives more money to the city. If we just charge them bail and they pay their bond, then hey, let them go. What about the victims been raped and their mind has been disturbed and turned around and the families is in turmoil? Oh, forget about them. It's about the money. We need the money for the county. We need the money. Is this what it's all about? Or do we keep them in jail and forget about the money? There's other ways the county and the city can make money. This is so disturbing. To me, it is.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's right. Why tag dollars on the end of a crime and say, okay, you can go free if you pay this certain amount of money? Is it really about protecting the citizens, or is it about the money? 901-213-6020. Yeah.
And what's interesting and ironic to your point, to the whole thing with Chicago, there's some people there that think they're doing the right thing by eliminating bonds.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they're making it in the opposite way.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not good. They're letting it where they could just go free.
Yeah, yeah.
But what you're saying is eliminate the bonds and keep them in jail.
Keep them in jail. I'm saying eliminate the bonds and keep them in jail. Why eliminate the bonds and let them go free? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make dollars. Well, they think they're making dollars.
Yeah,
but
they even losing the dollars.
They're losing the dollars to go back out and get the criminal again. The money you get from the criminal is still not enough to send officers out to arrest that criminal the next time he commits a crime or something that's more deadly. But by the time you get all the officers to go to that case, that situation or that incident, and the money he just paid, what, $1,000 bail or something to get out of jail? Okay. All right. Soon as he get out, he go out and do something else. And by the time you get there, all those officers and ambulances and things on the scene and paramedics, you've already spent, probably 50 times the amount of money that he paid to just go and get out on bond. So you're really not making anything. You're not making anything.
Yeah, you're right.
You're spending more money, to me, letting these people back out on the streets. I'm just saying, to me. And 901-213-6022. And we got some comments we want to read too as well. Yeah, yes. Go ahead, Josh.
I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these comments here. A lot of them most of them from Stanley here in the last few minutes. When we were talking, he said he's correct, just like the good old boy system down south. This is when we were talking earlier. I'm not exactly sure which part of the conversation he was referring to. He also said weed is not a gateway drug, in his opinion. He said kidnapping is kidnapping, so he was agreeing with your point on that.
Yeah.
He said he is not explaining the law correctly, talking about Greg. He should explain intent. Then Stanley says it's about intent, and then said Greg should go back to The Walking Dead. So, but I get what you're saying. Appreciate the discourse there and the discussion. I'm gonna play some of that video again for some of y'all that might have missed it before we continue here.
Yeah, we'll play that again, part of it, and take a listen to this, folks. I mean, it is really, really, it's devastating, really, to the community to even allow people that commit a crime to get back out on the street. Well, you know what? It's systemic. It's no systemic nothing. I don't even want to hear that. I don't care what color you are. If you commit the crime, you do the time. So what are you going to do? Okay, well, we're arresting too many black people, as I said earlier. We can't arrest over 15 black people this weekend. So you get 15, stop arresting black people, regardless of what they do, because they may say it's systemic racism. We got to arrest some white people. Find somebody's doing something wrong or something, or kissing in the park or walking down the street holding hands. Arrest some white people. It may sound silly and funny, but really it's a serious issue, folks. Serious. I don't care who you are and what color you are. I don't care if they arrest 100 black Negroes on the weekend. If they're committing the crime, arrest them.
And that's the key.
We're
not just saying grab folks.
Not just grabbing people. Yeah, right.
That's the difference.
Right.
But here it is again. So
take a listen.
This out.
As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding.
Mayor Keith Pacow of Orland Park, just outside of Chicago, is one of the many voices in Illinois railing against criminal justice reforms, the SAFE-T Act, set to take effect on January 1st.
This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
The new law will restrict which crimes a person could be arrested for, will do away with the cash bail system, and ultimately means that suspects charged with 12 crimes, even some felonies, including second-degree murder, arson, aggravated battery, can be released without bail. This will make Illinois the first state in the nation to end the cash bail system.
Is hereby declared passed.
The Illinois Legislative Black Caucus pushed the legislation in response to the killing of George Floyd. The ACLU says this move restores the presumption of innocence.
People charged with crimes are supposed to be presumed innocent until they're proven guilty. But today, under our current system, that presumption is turned on its head because people who are accused of a crime are held in jail oftentimes simply because they can't afford to pay a certain amount of money.
J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, in February 2021, signed it into law.
Transformative step forward in Illinois' effort to lead the country in dismantling systemic racism.
The law passed in Illinois does not give judges the ability to detain violent individuals in many categories of offenses. That creates a threat to public safety.
Republican State Senator John Curran has called to repeal the law.
Senator, does this bill do anything to dismantle systemic racism, in your opinion?
No.
Why?
There's no racial component in this bill. So what this bill does is creates a catch and release system. And we know there are neighborhoods that suffer the most from systemic violent crime are minority communities that are going to have individuals released and back committing more crimes in those neighborhoods at a higher rate under this bill. I fail to see how that is addressing racism. In fact, that is going to place minority communities at greater risk than they currently are.
This new law comes as crime is skyrocketing in the state's largest city. Chicago has seen a 38% increase in overall crime this year over 2021. And the number of officers patrolling the city's often dangerous streets down roughly 1,000 officers. Citing burnout, low pay, and long hours, many officers are retiring or resigning. Law enforcement around the state have railed against removing cash bail from the start.
I believe that they eliminate that, it is going to make our communities less safe, and we're going to see a spike in every reportable crime.
Now, it's important to note, Nicole, that this strips most discretion from judges in these cases, but pretrial release can still, I'm going to quote from the actual law, pretrial release can still be denied when, quote, a defendant poses a specific, real, and present threat to any person or the community. So it looks like judges will have some discretion.
All right, so the judges will still have discretion. Okay.
Let them do something like this. This will destroy the Black community. If there's a lot of crime in the Black community and they arrest the people that are committing the crimes, and you don't get, if you give them bail, continue to do this and allow them to get out of jail, this is going to continue in the Black community. We need to get a hold on the crime, and we need to get a hold on people that commit the crimes so that they don't get back out and continue to kill and destroy a specific community. You're worried about racism, you're going to get accused of racism by arresting too many Black people? That's not the point. The point is, if you commit the crime, you do the time. Whether you white, whether you're Black, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're Chinese, whether you're Japanese, whether you're Canadian, or what, a Brazilian, or whoever you are. If you commit the crime, you need to do the time. And we're too lenient, we're too soft, especially here in Memphis, Tennessee. And then you wonder why this is one of the highest rate cities in America, in the United States of America. Listed number 1 or 2 in the country as far as crime is concerned. That is totally out of the question, people. Something needs to be done about it, and then we need to stop saying and going around and saying, oh, they're arresting him because he's black. Listen, I don't care what color you are. If you broke into that gas station, if you broke into that liquor store, if you broke into that church, if you set somebody's house or building or business on fire, if you shot at someone, if you killed someone or second-degree murder or whatever the case may be, armed robbery, you need to go to jail. Simple as that. I'm not going to have mercy on you because you're black. I mean, this is out of the question. This is totally insane to me. We need to do something more about this and to stop the crime. Why is this another way of eliminating the black community? Letting the criminals back out into the black community so they can continue to knock the black community off and kill more of them and get rid of the black community? Is this another way of doing this? And we don't even watch or can be concerned about what's going on because, well, that's my brother. I love him. Well, you need to tell your brother to set his tail down somewhere, or your sister or your aunt or your cousin or somebody, and not go out and commit crimes and do these things that they're not supposed to do. I mean, that's just the way I feel.
There it is.
901-213-6020. I mean, we've got to get a hold on this, folks. I don't know all the answers, and I don't have all the answers. But with your help and your answers and your solutions, everybody coming together and giving some solutions and answers, maybe we'll come up with the golden egg.
That's it. And shout out to y'all. Got a lot of people, a lot of y'all watching. Not a ton of comments. I think a lot of people just probably thinking about what we're saying. But again, if you have your thoughts, feel free, whether agreeing or disagreeing, to let us know what you think about it.
Yeah.
Phone lines open and comments are open as well.
Yeah. All right. And you can continue to comment on that and give us your opinion on that particular subject as we go on through the show. We'll continue to comment on that.
Yes.
If you call in and want to talk on that, and you get the nerve and say, hey, I'm going to call in to that show and I'm going to tell them what I think about this particular thing on this crime issue, this bond issue, and we're talking about something else, still feel free to call on it. We'll talk about it.
Sir.
901-213-6020.
Want to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to get to some other things that we got. And we want answers on as well.
Yes.
That's the only thing we want answers on.
Yes.
So y'all stick around. I think y'all might have a clue what else we want answers on. But if you don't,
oh boy,
you're going to find out.
This is a big one coming up. Oh, man, is it a big one. Well, you think we just got one finished with that one. Wait till we come back. And I got a reason to continue to run my jaws on this next topic that we're going to talk about. And you will too when you find out what it is. What is it? You're going to find out after this message. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
And it is now 8:59.
8:59, yes, sir.
59 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Good evening. For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. 1499 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, 1499 South 3rd, 946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.
I watch y'all coming here for years because you shot somebody. Now your life is shot. You're going to pick that phone up one day and that girl going to be done dumped you and raise your child with another man. Or maybe your mama or your grandmama dies. Because ain't nothing you can do about it. You got 15 to 20 years, state or fed time. Real talk. Don't lose your head, use your head, man. Gun crime, max time.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or a mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
This pandemic has hit us hard, but Tennesseans don't stay down for long. We're known for our resilience, and we refuse to back down from a challenge. This challenge is no different. You might be out of work, but there's an opportunity waiting for you. We need you to roll up your sleeves and join our workforce. Right now, thousands of jobs are ready to be filled. Find them at jobsfortn.gov. Let's get to work, Tennessee.
All right, and look over there. There we go. Turn up a little bit more. Hey, and all right, and welcome back to the show. Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
And folks, you hear the music? It is now time to talk Tiger sports, and some people are not happy. Well, University of Memphis Tiger football team this weekend played a game, and, well, most people thought that, well, you know, they'd win this game. This would be all right. University of Memphis, they have this one in the bag. Well, they didn't. Didn't,
yeah.
Did not.
This is true.
They did not win it. It was a catastrophe. I'm
still sitting there thinking about it.
I am just torn over this. I mean, the University of Memphis Tiger football team, great talent, Josh. They have a lot of great talent on their team.
Very good team.
But there's a problem. There is a problem. Can somebody tell me what do they think that problem is on the University of Memphis football team? What do you think it is? Why are these talented kids that should be farther along and playing good football, why did they lose a game to Houston? Why?
That's a great question. And for those of y'all, and I know a lot of y'all that are watching, y'all did watch the game as well as we did.
Yeah.
And I know some that stopped paying attention because it seemed like it was no longer in doubt at a certain point, right? The Tigers got off to a good start, got a nice lead, kept that lead for the majority of the game. Go into the fourth quarter, you got a pretty nice lead. People are like, okay, yeah, we're good.
Well, I'm guilty, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Yeah, this is true. He is. And even me, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched most of it because there was a lot of college football on Saturday and to watch the Tigers blow out Houston. But there were some signs of trouble, even during the game, even though they were doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
There were signs to be a little concerned, but they were ignored. You know why? Because they were winning the game. Mm-hmm. But then the fourth quarter happened. Mm-hmm. And then the comeback happened. And it was historic proportions of which Houston came back on the Tigers. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a video up here in a second so y'all can see some of the catastrophe for yourself. But I got to ask y'all, to Bob's question, and the main point of this whole thing, whose fault is it for the loss last night? I can tell you whose fault it was.
Whose fault is it? I want to know who is to blame for the University of Memphis football team lost the other night. Who's to blame?
The man with the goofy looking smile in between us on the screen. Ryan Silverfield.
Is that Ryan?
Yeah.
Is that Mr. Silverfield?
That's Silverfield, yeah.
The non-coaching man.
That's him.
Hey, look, Ryan Silverfield, he need to go somewhere else. I don't look.
Could we be jumping too soon?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And Ryan Silverfield is not a college football coach. Maybe a junior high school or high school.
Oh,
but not a college football coach. Not in the league as far as Memphis is concerned. Ryan Silverfield, to me, and he may be a good guy. I'm not, but this is what we're talking about, folks. We're talking about sports, and we have to tell the truth the way we feel.
This is true.
Ryan Silverfield, to me, and when he's on the sideline and when the team come out and he's on that sideline, man, I mean, it seemed like he just as lost as two left shoes. I mean, is there any such thing? But this guy seems like he is totally lost out there. He's looking around. He's trying to find stuff. He's fumbling. He's looking and turning and talking. I mean, who does that?
I don't know, man. Like, coaches move, they walk.
But not to that. I mean, he doesn't have a professional look or stature.
You know that he commands the sideline.
Yeah. He commands it, what, to stand there? I mean.
Like you say, a professional coach, you can tell he commands the sideline. He is in charge. And look at the video there. You see him, clapping after that field goal. I mean, you don't think that's a man that's in complete control of the situation.
Well, okay. All right, Stanley. Stanley says, don't do that, please. Bob, that's a blow below the belt. Why? Why, Stanley? How is that a blow below the belt? And I'm trying to give you my opinion on what I see. And I'm not knocking the man or anything. I'm just saying maybe he needs to go to Arkansas right and left college or some other college where he can be recognized or as a coach or something.
Hey, but
I'm just telling the truth.
I understand. Now look at the picture of him on the sideline. You tell me you don't think that's a coach in control that knows what's going on, that has the pulse of the city? Look at that.
He doesn't know.
He done grown his beard out a little bit. You know what I mean?
He doesn't. He is lost, folks. I mean, really. And then to think about what happened in this game, John.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
I mean, how this game turned out. Any good coach, I'm going to tell you, folks, if you want the signs of a good coach, number one, he hangs on and wins at the end.
Mm-hmm.
A good coach turns it around at the end and then do the things that it takes to wind up a ball game. Ryan Silverfield does not have that.
Well, and one thing, we were talking about this yesterday, right? Watching Tennessee play, being in the Volunteers. And one of the signs that I feel like, or several signs, when you have a good coach at any level, is discipline on the field.
Right.
It's being able to finish games when you have a lead and not collapsing. And usually, I mean, whether it's college football or basketball,
right?
Whether it's professional football or basketball, it's the same principles, the same signs you see on the team. How no matter how young they are, old they are, you can tell how disciplined they are, how sure of themselves they are in certain situations. They're not fumbling. They're not indecisive. They know how to tackle. Look at this situation where the Houston quarterback gets that fourth down, 4th and 11. Now think about this. I'm gonna stop it here on the highlight reel. I saw that while it happened. This is 4th and 11.
Yeah,
Memphis is up 32-19. They got Houston on a 4th and 11 situation. That's a situation you dream of.
Right.
Houston has to go for it because they know they don't have a chance.
They don't have a chance.
Unless they're deep in their own territory. They're at their own, looking at that, 24-yard line. So if the Tigers stop them, the game is basically over.
Yeah.
You're deep in Houston territory. You're at least going to get a field goal, if not a touchdown.
Right.
In that situation, and you step on the necks. But what happens here? As I roll the play, you see the quarterback escapes contained because they can't tackle him. They fall for the pump fake. And when I saw that happen, the first thing popped in my mind, and I should have put it on social media. These things always happen to me. But my first thought is, because that is the sign, one, of a team that's not quitting in Houston.
Right.
They felt they were going to play this 3 minutes and 10 seconds all the way out. And then the very next play was this, where they can't tackle him. He reverses field, dodges 3 guys, gets another first down. When that happened, 2 back-to-back plays, I'm thinking, Memphis looks like they're chilling and sitting back. Houston looks like they're putting the foot all the way down on the pedal.
Right.
And
that's what's happening here.
That is a sign of poor coaching. Now, I know a coach can't be out there on the field and play for the guys.
He don't know. Man,
this is real.
He don't know how to close games. He just can't do it.
Stanley says, Josh, you're killing me. Please stop. No, I can't stop, Stanley. We got to keep going. Because this is the only way you'll know the truth is if I tell it to you. If I love you, I have to tell you the truth.
Yeah, you can't kill the chicken if you don't pluck his head off.
Well, there you go. I didn't think about that expression either, but that works as well.
But
so Silverfield's the head, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Coach Ryan Silver, is that his name, Ryan?
Yeah.
Ryan Silverfield. I mean, man, look, my hat's off to you. I respect you, but all honesty, man, you're not the one for the University of Memphis. Really, I'm telling you. And the University of Memphis really need to consider this and not to consider the money that they're trying to save or they think they're saving by having this guy as a coach, because eventually his time is going to play out and you're going to see how bad the University of Memphis will become if you allow this guy to stay in place.
Yeah.
You can't let this happen and allow this to kill the football program. It's come a long way. Look at the attendance. Look at the crowd. Just look around in the stadium.
There's nobody there.
There's 16 people there.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious, but hey,
that's
the seats are empty. Okay, so what is that a sign of? People are not pleased with the University of Memphis football program. These kids are some talented kids on that program, not knocking them at all. They need someone that could make them and train them to bring out the best that is in them. I think they have some good kids there, and they're not there because of Ryan Silverfield. They are there, and they need someone that knows how to coach and to bring the best out in those kids. And Coach Ryan Silverfield is not that person. I'm sorry. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just telling it the way I see it. And if you see it different, you have any opinion, you have your right to your opinion, and we respect your opinion, and you're welcome to call us and tell us and talk to us and let us know how you feel about Mr. Ryan Silverfield. It's just an opinion, and we respect that wholeheartedly, and your way you feel and the way you believe about Coach Silverfield.
So now,
I just think it's a waste of time for the University of Memphis to continue to spend money on this character, Ryan Silverfield, and put this Memphis football program back into the ground. It took a long time, Josh, to bring this program to the point to where it is, to allow somebody to stay in place and to kill the football program, which has great potential to continue to climb if we get the right person in there. It's not about saving the money and saying, well, we don't have to pay him that much, so the University of Memphis will keep this guy and just settle. This has been the problem with the University of Memphis football program. They've been just settling. And other coaches have come here. They've been good coaches, but other teams have shown interest in them, and they've moved on to other places. Now, why is that? Because they're good coaches. Get a good coach in here, get him under a good contract, and make this guy stay in here. Don't leave him with an open contract to where he can walk out of here anytime he wants to. Get somebody in here, pay them good money, which they have the money to do, and then keep that guy in here under a contract for so many years.
Well, now I got to get it.
Go ahead.
You bring up a lot of good points, but here's the thing. One, there's nothing that can lock a guy in if he wants to leave. That's the tough thing about sports, because they still have can be like, hey, I got another offer, whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. I do agree 100% with your main point, and that's this program is at a certain point right now. It's teetering. That's what I mean. It wasn't but a couple of years ago, it seems like at this point. Mike Norvell's final season. The program was at the highest of heights of where it's been. They were ranked in the top 15 in the country. They had College Game Day on Beale Street, one of the best college game days they ever had, right? They had a Liberty Bowl nighttime ABC matchup, primetime 7 p.m. national televised, where they beat SMU, who was also ranked. And I think they were either undefeated or lost one game in a tremendous performance on national TV. The Memphis program was on national TV a lot because they were so exciting just by their style of play and the way they were winning games.
Right.
Attention was on Memphis. It was becoming a place where players wanted to come and play. The Tigers went to the Cotton Bowl that year. They lost to Penn State, but still going to the Cotton Bowl, the BCS Bowl, is a huge accomplishment. Ryan Silverfield coached that game because Mike Norvell left to go to Florida State right before Florida State lost this weekend, didn't score any points in the second half on Saturday. That's a whole nother story. But all that being said, Silverfield was handed a gold platter, to be honest with you, a program on the rise where you didn't have to scratch and claw like Justin Fuente coming into a terrible program trying to start from the bottom. You're starting from a mountaintop and trying to keep the momentum going.
That's the point, y'all.
But the thing is, even though he's won some games here, the momentum has not continued when it comes to fan excitement. It has not continued on the field because it's seemingly gotten worse instead of better.
Right.
And one thing they have continued to get better on is recruiting. So you can't use the excuse that you don't have the players that they had because you're getting better players now than they had.
Okay.
Even Mike Norvell, you're getting better players recruiting wise.
Okay. So what's the problem?
They're not being coached well.
They're not being coached well.
And I know people look at the Tigers 4-1 record going into the Houston game and say, what do you think the problem is? They look like they're fine to me. No. If you're watching the games, no. And Houston exposed that with the way they came back. That was what was needed to expose what was going on behind the scenes with the Tigers.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. So you got to save the program because we're at a point, Houston's leaving. This is their last year in the AAC. Houston's going to the Big 12. And so are these other big-time schools. And Memphis is going to be left by themselves. The AAC is adding teams like Texas San Antonio.
Right.
But you're going to be in a bad conference here soon if you don't get out. And if you're losing games like this and attendance has dropped so dramatically, the Big 12 is not going to want you. They want schools, bigger conferences, want schools that have some type of momentum, that are garnering money.
Yeah.
And if you're getting 22,000 people and people saying that's a lie because it's less than that, that's not momentum.
It's not.
Something's got to change, man.
Yeah. And other schools are winning, beating the Tigers, making those schools look better than what they are. And so, but Coach Justice Fuente, Josh, I hear, is open. He's free.
Well, yeah, he ain't got no job right now.
Some people say we don't want him back. Why not?
Well, there's a lot of Tiger fans that
he built this program.
There's a debate amongst Tiger fans I've seen. A lot of people don't want him because they feel like he didn't want to be here anyway. Because
I don't think that was the point. I think the man moved on because he had a better opportunity. Wouldn't you move on if another bank said, "Hey, your bank you're at is paying you $75,000 a year, but we're for the same job. You can do it for us. If you come over, look around, we'll show you, and you can do the same job for us. We'll pay you double. We'll pay you $150,000 a year." What are you going to do? Are you going to say, "No, I'm just going to stay here and blah, blah, blah"? Or are you going to take advantage of the opportunity? Now, you don't have to, but, I mean, it was up to Justice Fuente to take advantage of the opportunity. The man came here with great intentions to build this program, and he was doing just that. And he made this school. He is a real football coach.
Yeah,
what did I say?
He started to climb.
What did I say, Josh, when I first saw Justice Fuente stand up at the podium? They introduced him. What did I say?
That's a football coach.
I said, now that's a football coach. Okay? He didn't have to open his mouth.
Let me throw this at you because I see Linda Daniels. She said good night. I don't think she's agreeing with this, and that's fine, Linda. I know you're a big Tigers football fan.
Well, we're not talking about the Tigers. We're not downing the Tigers.
No.
We're trying to build the Tigers and say, hey, let's get them a good, real football coach in here. Because these Tigers, these players, they work hard. And they're good players. They're good kids. But we need to get a good teacher. They need a good teacher. You just can't bring anybody in to teach you certain things. You got to get the right teacher. And this is what we're trying to encourage for the University of Memphis.
Real quick, I need clarification. Now, Linda, I heard it was Fuente's wife didn't like it here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. She said passionate at first. It's Fuente. And I've heard several people say that. I saw it in the Tigers football group. They said Fuente's wife didn't like it here. So that was a motivating factor to Justin Fuente getting up out of here and going to Virginia Tech. But look, now I'm not saying Fuente's the only option, but
we just use that as a name. Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because I mean, come on now. Do you mean to tell me if a job was offered and money was offered that is suffice to Justin Fuente, he wouldn't take it because that maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. You care for your family. I get it. You know what I mean? Maybe I can see, reasons people may not like the city, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
But despite all of this, I feel like a lot of people bring that up as an excuse because look, I'm not this type of fan. And in any team, as my Titans, I'm a Titans fan. The Grizzlies fan. I'm a Tennessee Volunteers fan. Some of y'all Tigers fan might not like that. I don't care. But I'm like this. If my coach of my team is not producing results, I'm not going to sit up here and say, don't talk about my coach. No, talk about my coach because he stinks.
We're not.
But hear me out. You have a right as a fan, and especially us as media and people that cover the games, talk about him. I ain't saying talk about his family and his mama. I'm saying talk about his performance as a coach.
And we're not talking about the team. We're just talking about
they know that
the coach doesn't match what we want him to do.
I got that.
Her to do to perform and train and teach our kids what we want here on the level to where they need to be.
Yeah, that's cool. And Linda, I feel you. He says he's not coming back here. That's perfectly fine. But whoever else, other than Ryan Silverfield, never been a huge fan. I wanted to like him after, him coming in and taking the job with the enthusiasm he showed for it. Anytime you hire a coach, you want to give him a chance, especially in his first year. You want to see what happens. But despite recruiting, other than recruiting, and recruiting is very important because it's gotten better and better every year. He's got a staff that seems to recruit well. But you got to win.
You got to win.
You got to win. And you can't have the interest of the program dropping at a time where it is just finish.
Yeah. But while you're right there, let me plug this.
Yeah.
While you're right there, why do you think the recruiting has gotten well at the University of Memphis football program? Why?
I see where you're going.
Okay. Why do you think it's gotten well? Because people all of a sudden in the past few years had a desire to want to come play in Memphis. Why? Because Memphis had become a winning program. Why? Because they've gotten real coaches in here that's able to coach these kids. This is why people want to come, not because of Ryan Silverfield. They're coming in here because over the past few years, they've heard about that Memphis program has become a good school and a good program that they can come here and people are paying attention to the college program, and the NFL and places like that are paying attention to the University of Memphis because they're putting out good products and they're making good products. This is why some kids now wanted to come and play for the University of Memphis. But when they get here, they're finding out that they're not being taught all the things that they need to know as a football player to go to the next level. Ryan Silverfield is not that coach to take them to the next level, nor is he the coach to take them on the level to where they need to be right now in the University of Memphis. 901-213-6020.
That is a perfect point. And because if you think about it, like I was saying earlier, right? The Tigers were on national TV. They had ABC. Whoever would have thought? And I even shout out Norvell in this. We criticize Norvell. The one thing about it, they were winning. They had sold out Liberty Bowl Stadium games.
Right.
And look, he knew that he was coming off the shoulders of Fuente's progress. And he catapulted that a little bit more. At least capitalize on it. Don't get worse.
Right.
He didn't get worse.
Yeah.
He capitalized on it. He started recruiting even better.
Right.
Because it got better. And it got to a really high point. Norvell leaves, Silverfield comes in. Whoever that next guy is, you got to go with it. Because the momentum's there, the baton is there.
And you got to do better. You got to want to advance the program. You got to want to increase the program.
Yeah.
You got to want to increase the excitement. You want to increase the fan. You want to make these kids and let them know that you're there for them and you want to take them to the next level. This is the excitement of kids wanting why they're wanting to come and play for a certain and particular type of program.
And I'm going to throw this at you. When it comes to coaching, look at Tennessee. Stanley says the stars are lining up for the UT turds. Just in my opinion, I can tell you he's not a Tennessee Vols fan. He just thinks they're getting lucky because of the situation. I don't think so.
No,
I'm gonna tell you why.
No, absolutely.
No, because Tennessee, you know how many coaches they done been through over the past several years since Philip Foreman. They have failure after from Derek Dooley to Butch Jones, Lane Kiffin, who ran away after 1 year. the guy that was from Alabama that was here for a couple of years that had the recruiting scandals and took off.
Yeah.
Got fired. Got Philip Fulmer fired as athletic director. What happened? Look, last year, Josh Heupel, who's the head coach of Tennessee, his first year, just to say, some people say you get lucky. You got a program like Tennessee, you can't help but be successful. Not really, because they didn't trust him. The fans did not like the hire of Heupel because he wasn't a big name.
Right.
He wasn't. Now, a lot of people didn't know that much about him. And the fans were pessimistic because all these other coaches had failed. Tennessee lost 35, 36 scholarship big-time players when Josh Heupel came in. To show that he's a good coach, he still turned them around last year when they were undermanned.
That's the sign of a good coach.
They were out there competing with Alabama through 3 quarters in Alabama.
Right.
Alabama took over in the 4th, but that was the most competitive Tennessee-Alabama game in years.
Right.
And now we're in a situation where Alabama's number 1 in the country. Tennessee might be number 5 by the time next week comes around in Knoxville. People think Tennessee's got a real chance to knock off Nick Saban.
As a matter of fact, they do play this Saturday.
Yes.
Tennessee do play Alabama in Knoxville this coming Saturday.
That's a sign of a coach that can change a program. You win.
When do Memphis ever play Alabama?
They're not going to ever play Alabama.
They
don't ever
listen.
put them
The
on schedule.
coaches, the coach that we have now is so sorry that they have to find somebody along the high school level or junior college to play so that they don't offend the coach. And he's still losing. I mean, it's time now. It's time now for this school and this program, as big as the name of Memphis and the University of Memphis now, it's time to move on, folks. It's time to grow. It's time to get out of the mud that's been spinning for so long. It's now time to get out of that and grow now. The University of Memphis, this is their chance. And we can't just keep spinning wheels with this guy, Ryan Silverfield, at the University of Memphis, allow them to say, well, it's saving us money to have him. Okay, it's saving you money, but yet your program is losing money and you're losing good kids. You're going to lose good kids from not wanting to come play for the University of Memphis. And the next thing you know, the University of Memphis is going to be like a junior high school or a high school instead of a major college.
And I'm going to tell you, the new athletic director, Laird Veach, who's athletic director at Memphis. This is it. And Verdell, thank you for that info. This is the last year of his deal. So you better believe Laird Veach, athletic director at Memphis, knows this. And you better believe
somebody's looking for him.
Yeah, look, because I'm like this. Laird Veach hadn't even been there that long. So I guarantee you he knows the position the football program's in. And he's like, okay, we're going to give you this year. Maybe. But let's see. And I think Silverfield, at least he should know that he's being watched here. There is nothing that I've seen in his tenure as a football coach that shows that he should get another deal.
Oh, no.
Nothing. Now, people want to show that he's won the most games in his first 2 seasons of any Memphis coach who's ever won. That's why I'll go to Verdell's previous comment. Silverfield equals football passioner. Josh Pastner. You remember Josh Pastner won a whole bunch of games? Remember he couldn't win a game in the tournament? He couldn't get the targets past a certain point?
Nope.
He wasn't really a great leader? That's the thing. It's like, but Pastner recruited well.
Yeah.
But the program didn't really elevate. They kind of stayed at this one pattern and they always dropped down a little bit.
Pastner,
and I like
Pastner was a good recruiter, but let me tell you something. The University of Memphis basketball program, it was recruiting itself because it had became a name where kids wanted to come and play for the University of Memphis basketball program. That's what was happening. And it kept bringing in good players after good player after good player, irregardless was who was.
Well, he came right after Calipari, so
yeah.
That was
pretty
good.
And so the program was still on this big heyroll thing, and it was steady building momentum when he came. So it wasn't that a person was he was good at the recruiting, but at the same time, this program was on a roll. And it was still picking up and it had momentum. Now, the same way the football program, it had a little momentum, and it's still flowing. But if we don't get Ryan Silverfield out of here, man, I'm telling you, it's going to slow down tremendously, and the snowball is going to stop coming down the hill.
And
I'm talking about a hill that is a steep hill.
Yeah.
With where the ball can roll. It's going to stop in mid street. It's going to stop.
That's pretty wild.
Okay? It's going to stop, and we're not going to be able to, and it's going to be difficult to rebuild this program. They need to get a good football coach in here while they got a chance to do it.
To show you how serious it is, I want y'all to relive this. Just listen to this.
Tuned to the air. Off the fake. Buys some time and throws it away wisely. Toon looking the other way. End zone! Touchdown! Keyshawn Carter. The Cougars have never led tonight, an extra point away from doing exactly that and stealing a game on the road. And here we are. Ramsey on for the point after, and it is good. 33-32. The Cougar comeback nearly complete. And one of the best kickers so far. 2022 to win. After the timeout, Hennigan's going to be sacked.
That's the ball game.
And that'll do it. The Houston Cougars find a way on the road to save their season. Bell comes up with a sack. What a game.
Y'all see that man in the crowd there?
Do you think that this football team would have lost this game if those kids knew what kind of coach they had at the helm as a head coach, and they had a good coach at the leadership? Do you think those kids would have let that game slip away like that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It went that way because of Ryan Silverfield.
You know, that fan right there, I don't know if you see it, Bob. That man with his hands up right there in the Tigers. I don't know if you got it where you can see the feed or not.
Yeah.
But you see that Tiger fan there? He's the perfect. He was doing exactly what you're doing. That's why I was pointing it out.
Yeah.
He got his hands up in there. Like,
he was just saying, hey, there it goes. He blew it again. He just keeps finding ways.
And Frankie said, thank you, Josh, for having me relive that epic fail.
You're welcome.
That's what I do it for.
901-213-6020.
Stanley said, do you think they can go get Sanders? Are you talking about Deion Sanders? No.
Well, look. Look, Josh. I think he has a point. I think he has a point.
Deion got big offers.
I think Deion would do much better.
No question.
I think he would
Deion's
make
amazing.
an excellent coach. But
ain't no way.
I think they need to reach out and find somebody that's they need here.
I mean, I wouldn't knock them for reaching out, but good grief, I just couldn't see. I mean, that would be a miracle.
Yeah.
Not to say that Jackson State is some outstanding program to never leave, but I think one, he has a mission that he's on there.
Yeah.
And two, if he was to leave there, it'd have to be for a whole lot of money. I don't know if Memphis got that money.
Yeah.
And
Memphis has got it, but they don't want to pay it.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay it. They want to keep somebody like Ryan Silverfield where they can pay him like Milan High School is paying their high school coach. That's what they want. That's exactly what they want.
Not Milan High School.
$40,000 a year. Give it to hey, we're saving a lot of money. I'm being facetious, but you know what I mean.
That sounds like a
gosh.
That sounds like working at Dollar General.
Yeah, before we leave, how about them?
Oh no.
How about them Cowboys?
Are you serious? No, we can't do that.
Yeah, how about them? Anyway.
This is terrible.
Hey,
They won. They won 4 in a row.
They won.
They won 4 in a row. Their quarterback, Cooper Rush, backup quarterback. Some people think it's a controversy brewing because ever since their main quarterback got hurt, they can't stop winning. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Now look, before we go though, there's something I want to bring up.
Yeah.
And I think you heard a little bit about
901-213-6020. Want to get in real quick?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
go ahead.
And look at that. See here, of course, GKP first guy in. Y'all already know who it is.
Oh,
how about them Cowboys?
Okay, let's see who this is.
Call from.
Y'all already know.
Oh,
To accept, press 1.
okay. Y'all already know who it is. GKP, welcome to the show. Good evening on a Sunday. You're on the best talk show in the Mid-South. What can we do for you?
Mr. Bob.
Yes, sir.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man?
What is going on? What?
How about them?
My friend.
Yes, sir.
My friend has been converted today.
I have.
Awesome Sunday. This is one of the greatest Sundays of my life.
Man, I tell you.
You know, I was able to convert the bishop into Cowboy Nation.
Cowboy Nation. Boy, I need me a straw hat right now.
What is going on?
How about them Cowboys?
How about
Come on,
them?
man.
Yes, sir. Bring me, while you bring it in, bring me a pair of boots, man.
No.
Get me some. We need some.
We can't.
And a hat. I need a good hat.
I don't know what.
Wait,
hey.
Wait.
No. That's
the buck stops there.
Okay. Why does the buck stop there?
All of our exes live in Texas. But we were born in Tennessee.
Okay.
We don't wear boots.
Okay.
This man got a
Unless they're Timbo. Get you some Timberlands, you cool.
Yeah, okay. Well, give me some Timberlands. Okay.
I thought that was New York.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
Man, talk about Cal. Listen, man, I just had to chime in for a minute.
Yeah.
I just got through celebrating, of course, after a win. Hey, I don't know anybody for a while, but now that I've come back in and I saw you guys were on, and I saw Bishop Bob been texting me all night and letting me know y'all on. Y'all were on. I said, man, let me get in here for a minute, man. But hey, it's a good night, man. It's a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Hey, look, shout out to Frankie. I'm glad you brought it up. She said, aren't you happy the Titans won? I am. That's what I thought I was going to bring up. How about the Titans? We ain't worried about it.
I'm glad the Titans won. I really am.
We had the interception.
That's right, but he's even more glad the Cowboys won.
Yeah.
Stop it, Frankie.
But hey, they won. They won. Both of them won. Yeah. How about them Cowboys?
No.
There you go.
No.
There you go. What's all the stuttering about? I let it out, man. They're not going to bother you now. You're safe with us.
I'm safe. Okay. Yeah, it's so many of y'all.
Yeah. I don't know about safe.
Hey, by the way, man, congrats on y'all program. That you're on. I've been watching on Saturdays there, Bluff City. Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, look.
I've been checking you guys out.
Hey,
okay.
I gotta say, congrats to you too, man. How wild is this? Literally back to back on CW. You know what I'm saying? On Saturdays, you're producing the show right before Bluff City.
Yeah, and that's
Saturday that we're on.
Yeah, man, that's something, man. But that's just goes to show you. Listen,
yeah.
When blessings around, they be around everywhere, man.
Yeah,
so listen, I'm glad I know you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And I saw it. It looked good, man. It looked good, definitely. Y'all doing y'all thing.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Listen, this is definitely a new venture in the mainstream side of things. So we're trying to get it there and just keep them happy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Happy clients mean we can keep rolling. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Hey, look, I was tripping seeing Gold Key Productions logo on cable. I'm like, look at this.
I said,
man,
this
y'all
is
already know who it is.
man. I said, this is big time.
Hey, man, listen, I've come a long way from making lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made it live.
Yeah.
Hey, in case y'all don't know, I shouted out just like you shouted out ours. Tawana Murphy show, 10 a.m. CW30 every Saturday. GKP production. He's running that show, basically, producing that show.
Yes, sir. We are. Just call me the new Tyler Jerry. Okay.
Well,
it starts somewhere.
Well,
so right now, hey, CW30. Who knows? Maybe next time HBO or Showtime.
Yeah, you never know. You're already on cable anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's no slouch.
It's a good thing. I saw that. I was like, wow. I said, man, my guys right on here. This is a beautiful thing. I think actually they both started on the same Saturday.
Same Saturday.
You're right.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Because at first I didn't know what you were talking about when you put the comment on my show last. Because I had no clue until I think you let me know. I'm like, man, that is wild.
I did. Yeah, I didn't really like I said. I mean, it's a new venture, so I didn't really hype it up from my end as much as more than trying to get her implemented into that side of things and just make sure I'm doing something that they're gonna appreciate and be proud of each and every week. So hey, man, it's kind of a silent thing, but hey, it's gonna get louder, hopefully. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Well, and then following that, it is Bluff City Wrestling, and some of the best wrestling area in the Mid-South. And we have a team of announcers, myself, Josh, and
Memphis Mike.
We're all there calling the action, throughout the ring, throughout the wrestling action wherever we go. And folks,
man,
this past Saturday it wasn't on. That was a technical error, the station. So we'll be back on next Saturday at 11 o'clock for Bluff City Wrestling. I want people to know that.
Real quick, it's so much we've already taped that's yet to air. You got the couple still to air from North Memphis. They tape those shows, and it gets better every man. Because I'm telling you, I can't wait for these. We just did yesterday.
Oh God,
we did TV taping in Somerville, Tennessee.
Oh God.
Yeah, but really,
I gotta make it out. I'm still gonna get out to one of those live tapings too, man.
Definitely,
I'm gonna make it my business to get out there. You know what I mean? Because Johnny Dotson was talking so much stuff. I think he needs to see me in person.
Oh,
you
man.
know what I mean?
Oh man.
Hey, we could do it. Look, and it'll be. I think the next one's in Whitehaven. So
we'll let you know what where it's gonna be and when here pretty soon. The Quiet Guys. As a matter of fact, I heard Johnny talking. We got several of them coming up within the next month or so. So we're getting out, spreading around, and Bluff City Wrestling is growing. And hey, it is a lot of excitement, and professional wrestling is what it is.
And another thing too, I like black folks doing big things. Johnny Dotson Wrestling Company, us Black Media, you know what I'm saying, with GKP doing his thing, Black Media. So all supporting each other. Man. That's it.
That's it, big time. So, hey, I'll let y'all get back at it, man. But I had to chime in. I got it here. I said, well, I'll catch a few minutes. I know Bishop been hitting me, and I was so excited about us beating those Rams that everybody thought was so mad and was going to come in and take care of business. Shout out to Cooper Rush.
I'm about to say,
doing this thing.
How you feel?
Shout out to the best defense in the NFL. 5 more sacks today. 3 more takeaways. Let's do it.
Hey, now, real quick, Cooper or Dak? Now, is this a controversy?
Hey, man.
Hey,
listen,
y'all got
we're gonna ride the winner until he's a loser. Okay? Simple as that.
All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see Dak getting healthy.
Next week, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
That's big.
Okay.
That's big.
Well,
Philly looking good, man. Philly looks really good.
Hey, before you leave, go ahead.
Till they see us next week.
Well, I'll tell you this. How about them? How about them? Tighten
man,
up.
Bob, listen, man. Hey, man. I think this friendship is really diminished right now. I'm so proud that you finally decided to tighten down.
Whoa. I said, how about them? Tighten up.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
I knew it was time for me to go. Let me get back to Baltimore and Cincinnati over here, man. See how this game's going to turn out, okay? You guys enjoy.
Hey, man,
okay?
thanks for the call.
All right, bro.
Y'all already know who it
Yeah,
is.
we do. All right. Thanks for the call. Hey, I'll tell you what, folks, it has been an enjoyable show today, and we want to thank you for joining us and helping us, keeping the public informed. That's what you do. You help us to keep the people informed by giving your opinions, your thoughts, and whatever you think and you believe on certain issues and things that we talk about. And folks, this can help, and this helps more than you actually realize. So we appreciate you and thank you for joining us. Yes, indeed. Josh?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this other thing for later. I know had another thing I was gonna play, but GKP came in.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get on out of here.
All right. We're gonna get on out of here, folks. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time for another edition of Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. This coming Saturday, 11 a.m. this coming Saturday, Bluff City Wrestling, CW30 Network. We'll see you next time. For the best soul food in the Mid-South, it's Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And some of the items on their menu consist of catfish, spaghetti, chicken and dressing, turkey wings, meatloaf, fried chicken, cabbage, yams, greens, salmon croquette, and the list goes on. Some of the best soul food you ever taste in the Mid-South, it is Shop and Save. $14.99 South 3rd. Call them again at 901-946-4303. Been in business since 1991. Shop and Save, $14.99 South 3rd, 901-946-4303 for some of the best soul food you'll ever taste.